This is just my opinion, but I feel like as a woman, for you to feel like you want a man that's successful, you want a man that has a degree, you want a man that, is going to have his own business and passive incomes, whatever it is. I feel like for you to be expecting those things out of other people, you need to be focusing on those things yourself. Like, are you trying to go to school? Are you trying to open up a business?
And again, I love women on TikTok who can articulate a message like this because it just goes to prove my point. I feel her. Because I think in this society, you need to have good discernment. Because we live in a society where you can see women on Instagram who clearly are not getting paid to promote. They're, you know what I'm saying? They just bad, but they're always on vacation somewhere, which means they have a sponsor. And a lot of times we see these type of women and we know that these women require men that make a lot of money. And yes, they get that, but they don't get marriage from those men. But yes, we know they attract those type of men, right? So where am I going with this? A woman being bad and having a fat ass and looking good is not the equivalent of me building my success. That's not the equivalent. The equivalent would be for you to have motion going on as well. You being an asset, you figuring out how to add value to me. Because by you adding value to me, you're gonna get the world. But you gotta bring more to the table than just your looks. But we live in a society where men think just because a woman is bad that you gotta have money to even mess with her. And that's what gets you caught up in the trap. Because you shouldn't even be dealing with a woman who has that type of mindset. Because a woman that has that type of mindset, when you down low, when your money is low, she gone. You know what I'm saying? She going to the next rich dude. So you don't even want to deal with a woman like that because she don't like you for you. She likes you for what you can provide.
It's like, are you working towards these same goals that you want for somebody that's trying to be with you? I feel like it's really kind of crazy to expect all that out of a man, but you don't got nothing but your diploma from when you graduated high school. Like, y'all hear how that sound? Because that's crazy. It makes me wonder, like,
hey man, y'all heard like a chick can be at her grandma's house sleeping in her cousin room, but yet she require a dude to make high seven figures, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. And she require a dude to do this, but it's like, what are you really bringing to the table? And again, this is why I hate dudes that be like, oh, all women want is money. All women want is money. Now that's true. Like, shout out to my homie who is very successful. He just got engaged and we had this conversation. I remember he said to me, he was like, man, all women want is money. Now, when he says that, it's different because he's a millionaire. So he's saying that from the aspect of these women that are in my DMs, they only want one thing. But when men who have no money and ain't got no women, when they're saying that, they're using that as a cop-out. It's an excuse because that's a facade. Women that are on Instagram that have all these sponsors, they have nothing to bring to your life except a headache and to drain your bank account and to max out all your credit cards. That's all they're gonna really do. So you using that as an excuse to why you don't get women is a cop-out because you need to learn how to vet. You don't want women who act like that anyway.
What you got going on? What are you working towards? Do you have anything you could teach or help him with? Anything for him to add on to? Like, yeah, y'all need to be for real when y'all start seeing certain stuff. There ain't nothing wrong with having standards or putting together a certain things that you want a man to have, but it's just like, yeah, you need to have something as well. Because a pretty face and a fat ass is not gonna cut it. That's crazy.
And I always gotta say this does not mean that you can't have a woman that has a pretty face and a fat ass. That's not what we saying, but what we saying is that can't be the end all be all. How can she make your life better? Yeah, you can have a woman looks good, but you want a woman who can make your life better. You want a woman that can be self-sufficient. Because a lot of these women, they're not self-sufficient. The woman that you see that's on a different trip every 20 seconds, those type of women, they're not self-sufficient. They got sponsors. They have dudes that pay for their lifestyle. You don't want a woman like that. The game is getting crazy, man, because now it's like, man, you have women that are on that are a 3 on a scale of 1 to 10, and they demand a guy who makes 6 figures. So it's getting outrageous, but to cure this, what we have to do as men is, we have to step up and say no. If a woman is only bringing looks to the table, we gotta say no. Because how many times do you think a woman who looks good, got a fat ass, is hella attractive, got a pretty face, how many times do you think somebody tells her no? Really think about that. How many times do you think somebody tells her no? And I'm not meaning that you tell her no. But what I mean is when she says no boo on the first date, you say I'm good. When she says you got to trick off on me to hang out with me, you got to say I'm good. That's what I mean by that. When she posts a picture, we not getting in her comments. You know what I'm saying? We not just sending her a random DM. You know what I'm saying? We ain't finna chase her when she's not being responsive. That's what I mean. If we did that as men and we valued ourselves, women would have to come correct. Because the only reason women can have sponsors and live these type of lifestyles is because of us. And there's nothing against women who get their money from the strip clubs or OnlyFans or, you know, being a sponsor. They have to do a sponsor them. Nothing against that, their hustle. Get your money, right? Get your money. But what I'm saying for us is you want a woman who is, yes, attractive, but she makes an honest living. She decides to take the not easy road, if that makes sense. A lot of these women, they just take the easy road. They know they look good. They know men have always been attracted to them. So they capitalize off of that. And again, if that's how you choose to get your money, you can get your money off of that. But for me, I want a woman who has character, a woman who has integrity, who's not just trying to capitalize off her looks and take the easy road. That would probably be the equivalent of us men just being a drug dealer or being a scammer to get the easy road, easy money, easy. But nah, I ain't finna do that. So the same way I'm not finna do that, I'm not finna just go after a woman who looks good and fund her lifestyle. I'm a vet and see which woman is the best woman for me. Because at the end of the day, getting with a woman like that is not self-sustaining. Because as soon as the money dry up, she's gone. Y'all have seen this with Pop the Balloon, right? On Pop the Balloon, and it's funny because Pop the Balloon is such a reflection of real life. And when I say that, people don't understand that. Because women curve you in real life for so much things that you wouldn't even believe. Because they're not gonna tell you, but on Pop the Balloon, they tell you. But in real life, a woman could have just canceled you because of your shoes that day. Because maybe there was a little piece of hair right here on your cheek that she didn't like. Women will cancel you for the most smallest irrelevant reason. Oh, he looked like my ex. But my whole point of bringing up Pop the Balloon is that on there, it's like women can have these long list of standards of what they require out of a guy. But as soon as that you state your standards, they finna all pop their balloons. So it's like as men, we're not even allowed to have standards. But I have a successful business. I got my own crib. I got my own car. My credit's good. I'm emotionally intelligent. I'm confident. I'm physically attractive. I'm in the gym. I keep my hygiene up. But I'm not allowed to have standards. So I can't say that I want a woman who doesn't have kids. Or I can't say I want a woman who doesn't work in the strip club. As soon as I say that, you pop your balloon. And that's a society that we live in. But at the end of the day, a woman, your resume don't even match up to my resume. The only thing you got is that fat ass. That's it. But yet, since I have standards, you popping your balloon. We got to shut this down. And we shut this down as men is by having standards for ourselves. We shut this down by having a bigger picture for our life. Because when you have a bigger picture for your life, you want a woman who can add on to that. Not a woman who's just gonna be taking and pulling and spending and spending and taking and pulling. You know what I'm saying? I need you to have more. And if you can't give me more, I'm good. I'm gonna leave you where you at. You see what I'm saying? So guys, like I say on every video, man, we must continue to put ourselves first. All right, guys, that's my video for today, man. I appreciate you guys for coming over. As always, guys, make sure you continue to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'm gone.